Please stop coming in, people.
I'm going to copy that one. Oh, Empress, welcome to the crowd, yes. Did I miss anybody? Okay, hold on. Empress, Preeti.
everybody. I told you we were on.
I have a delay on my machine. Hi, everybody. Welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today. Divine Dabblings with. My ears also have a delay.
Well, I probably wasn't loud enough.
No, I did hear you. I did hear you. Oberon is with us. He's feeling a little better today. He had some issues last few days. Poor Mr. O. All right, so let's move with it, Mr. O. Oh, you didn't want to cover for that.
Nope, not this time.
All right, hopefully my cards don't get stuck in there. Anyway, Season of the Witch Oracle for the equinox.
Ostara.
Will be our card for the collective. I'm going to pull one. Let me see. Sometimes she has reversals for these. It's weird, or she'll talk about them in reverse, but it doesn't seem like every card she does that with. I'll just pull one. And this one is reversed, and guess what? It's Yoster. In the darkest of hours, when all seems to be lost, comes the magic of light. But let me just see if she does talk about this in the reversal. No, it does not. I don't think so. So, okay. Yoster. And the keywords are dawn is coming, joy, and blessings. Yoster is the Germanic goddess of spring and dawn, and is the namesake of Easter. Those who are fortunate enough to witness her will receive great joy and many blessings to come. Receiving this card means you can count yourself among the lucky few who are gifted with the renewed sense of hope that only spring can bring. Pay close attention, as there are already signs of Yoster's influence peeking through the frosty, cold exterior of your situation. What seemed like a lost cause will suddenly show the first signs of your circumstances turning around. Yoster rules the dawn and reminds you that it is always darkest just before the first ray of light. Keep your faith steady and trust in the powers that be, as the hardships and challenges you have been facing are receding, and you won't have to stumble in the darkness for much longer. This card can even mean finding clarity of purpose and a deeper understanding of why you have suffered for so long. Above all, this is your sign to keep with your current path. You are so very close to the outcome you desire. So I like that message. I mean, you can't help, well, I don't know, every season has its issues, Now we're dealing with tornadic storms and horrible things going on, but the spring always brings a renewed sense of hope, sort of a real return of the light, makes us all feel much better than some of the drab months of the winter. And so connect with that energy right now. Connect with that light energy. That light will return into your life. That it's not, that you are not fated to stay in the darkness forever.
Well, spring equinox was special to me for one reason, because my mom's father, my grandfather, who I loved, was born on that day, or March 21st. And he was so proud of it. Even if he had no connection to what we believe in, he just knew that being born on the first day of spring was really important. He was very proud of it.
Oh, nice. That's what we have for the collective. Good luck with that.
Alrighty.
Let us move on to the readings. Nice to see everyone here. We're going to move along a little bit because I expect some more people will come in. And we have a birthday reading to start off for Shreya. I don't know if Shreya's here yet, but we did tell her we would do it today. So happy birthday, Shreya. I believe her birthday was yesterday.
And normally our custom is to do the birthday readings at the beginning before anybody else's readings. So hang in there, everyone. Here we go.
All right.
And we do wish Shreya a happy birthday. This is Banshee's birthday gift spread. If you let us know in advance of your birthday, we will try to schedule a birthday reading for you. Hi, Libra.
Sunny is here to make everybody feel sunny.
Yes. All right. So Shreya, card 1 is the gift you received last year that you can use to make the most of this year.
And
It's the reversed 6 of Cups.
Well, I think maybe the gift from last year that you could use to make the most out of this year is to let go of the pain from the past, whether it's further back in your past, whether it was things that disappointed you or happened last year to you. It's time to let some of that baggage go. It's not serving you to hold on to it. It may also indicate that maybe some ideas or beliefs that you've held in the past year, maybe got challenged in some way, and maybe now is the time to reevaluate and move into a different kind of mindset.
I know how. We'll get you on the list. The 6 of Cups, the gift from last year, Shreya, I get the feeling like it's that, what Banshee said. This could be realizing that sometimes when you have to really think through your connections, you realize who's for you and who's not. And so maybe that's what last year brought to you, the realization that some people were not as good of friends as you might have thought, or the natural course of life may have caused them to drift from your circle. And so that sense of maybe, realizing that there's always going to be a transition this way, and those who are really important to you will try to stay with you.
Okay, the next one.
Card 2, the gift of the present moment. And it's Temperance upright, number 14. Aw, nice. I like it.
That is nice. The present moment finds you being able to feel, to establish some peace, some harmony in your life, an ability to just feel like, you can go with the flow now. Everything seems to be balanced. And maintaining that balance is important right now. There's so much stress and so many stressors in the world right now that to maintain balance and calm amidst, the storms going on around you is a really good attribute right now.
Right. It's definitely about the qualities of moderation. And so the gift of the present moment is how you realize that in your life, how you realize that you can't have everything, but you can make space for things in differing amounts, and maybe you can have a little bit of everything. It's about being at peace with yourself and feeling like things are as balanced as you can make them now, and it feels pretty good. So that's what you feel now, the gift of the present moment. Card 3, the gift from your connections with others in this next year. And it's another 6. It's the Major Arcana 6. It's the Lovers.
Ooh, is that upright?
And it's upright.
Oh, the gift of what is this? Oh, connection with others this year. Well, I would just say this: if you are looking for a relationship, there's a possibility that something will be stirring in the relationship department. You may meet somebody new that you feel a deep connection towards, or if you've been, trying to work on getting somebody's attention now, maybe that's what will pay off in the year ahead. But it also indicates that, your connections with others, you have important choices to make in this year ahead. Making sure that the people that you surround yourself with are supportive and that you yourself are giving, back to them as well as receiving, support from them.
It's very interesting because these 3 cards sort of show the importance of good emotional health in your life,
Good
Shreya,
point.
where you've been and maybe where you're going, the balancing, of course. But the first card, that reverse Six of Cups, these matters are important to you. So with the Lover's card, I also feel too that maybe a connection you have could maybe introduce you to somebody that you may become romantically inclined towards, if it isn't maybe that person themselves. But the position is about what happens from your connections with others. And so I'm wondering if this year you may meet somebody through a
I like
friend or
that.
through that connection that presents a good choice for maybe loving romantic, engagement with.
Next.
Card 4, the gift that will help you work on, achieve, or move forward with your dreams or goals. And it's the Page of Cups. So you're getting lots of
A lot of
emotional based
emotion cards,
cards.
yeah.
I love it.
But I also think, the Page of Cups is about emotion, it's about dreams, it's creativity, it's about your intuition. And I'm almost feeling here that what will help you work on and achieve your goals is 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 like knowing things in advance. What I really wanted to say was knowing when it's the right time to initiate something, knowing when the time is that you are perfectly ready to move forward, knowing that you are in the right frame of mind and the right frame of heart to move forward with something.
So it might almost seem like maybe, and I maybe remember this, Shreya, is that one of your goals is, of course, to establish a loving relationship for yourself. This could be saying that the Page of Cups energy, the idea of looking at love and emotional health and balance as a very good thing, but also really as something you can initiate for yourself. Um, I'm struggling here a little bit. Looking at life in poetic and philosophical ways where it pertains to the emotional realm in your life, and realizing these qualities um, are present maybe with those you meet or know, or that you can gravitate towards them or you can model towards them in those goals that may be relationship minded or whatever they are. Okay, sorry that took so long.
Yeah, that's okay. It's all right.
Allowance for my brain, please.
It's perfectly all
All
right.
right, card 5, the gift from your spirit guides and or ancestors. What do they want you to know or keep in mind in this year? And it's
Seven,
the 7 of Wands,
seven
and
of
it's
wands.
upright.
All right, your ancestors want you to know, and your guides, that they stand with you. They stand with you when you stand up for yourself, when you feel like you're up against the wall, or or you just feel as though you're being pressured in some way by others. Your ancestors and guides are with you, and they want to help you, power through it. Stand tall for what you believe in. Stand tall for what you feel you deserve. Fight for what's right for you, and your ancestors will always have your back.
And I think in some way, as ancestors or spirit guides can influence from their side of this realm, they would also help you be prepared and ready. They would send energies or feelings of confidence to you that make you realize you can do this. All right, so card 6. The gift the year ultimately will give you, Shreya. What lessons have you learned, or what progress or growth will you achieve by the year's end? And it's the Knight of Wands. I like it. We started off with hearts, emotional stuff, and then we kind of end up with wand stuff, which is about friendships, but also enterprise, networking, different things.
So it's the Knight of Wands. The gift this year ultimately gives to you is the opportunity to progress in your life, whether it's in your personal life or whether it's in your business life. This year gives you an opportunity to move something forward. And you'll be enthusiastic, you'll be optimistic by year's end that you've really set yourself on a good course now, and you can move into the next year with that.
The
going
Knight of
for you.
the Knight of Wands in this position seems to indicate for you, Shreya, that you move forward with confidence, that you've learned how to trust and believe in yourself, and you've also learned how to use your personal charisma, whether it's great or not, to your benefit. Sometimes we don't have to have that overwhelming personality to make an impact in conversations or things that we express with others. Sometimes other personalities also can win the day.
All in all, a very good year for you ahead till your next
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Remember, this reading is good till then, and I have to say there is a lot of, as Mr. O pointed out, emotionality here, but it's all balanced, and there's some important wand cards here. So it seems like the personal and the business are going to be moving in good directions for you.
Happy birthday.
So wish you luck with that. Happy birthday, Shreya. I don't know if you're here, but if not, I will respond to you again on YouTube.
We'll let you know where it's at for
let
sure.
You know where it's at. So good luck with that.
Alrighty. Thank you, Angel. Appreciate
And
that.
let's move on our list here.
Alrighty.
Get it. Nicole is up.
Hi, Nicole.
And Nicole has a question with a little extra added. It's what Spirit wants her to know, but it's about something specific. So give me a minute. All right, there's Nicole. Okay. What does Spirit want me to know about letting go everything I am struggling from moving on from? And I brought out the thing we're using for our cards for the collective, our Housewives Tarot, which I just love.
It's a great deck. I have a lot of fun with it.
And it's fun, and it's very enlightening. I mixed them up real good before the show, so I hope we get good cards, because I'll tell you what, our cards for the collective this week are a little bit on the challenging side, as you can see from our Tower reverse today.
Dicey.
But these are challenging times.
Indeed. We want everybody to stay safe and well as they can.
Well, okay, so what does Spirit want me to know about letting go everything I'm struggling from moving on from? I think I want to do 3 cards on this, but for some reason, Mr. O, I think I want to put them out one at a time.
Okay.
So I think one of the things you are struggling from here, Nicole, is with the Fool reversed. It's about you feeling that moving away from stuff is bad or risky. You don't want to let it go because you're clinging on to it out of some kind of fear, I feel here. It may be unfounded, but you're just having a problem letting go because you fear the risk of letting it go. You fear what might be out there beyond that and whether you're safer dealing with what you are now, even though it may not be healthy for you anymore.
Yes, Nicole, I feel for you. This card really kind of sums up what you say in a way. It does feel like there's a lack of confidence about what your choices may seem to be or where you see them actually at. And so you're not as confident about taking new chances, or you sort of feel in some ways perhaps that there is no instinct guiding you, which is why, you're here perhaps, but maybe you're not also trusting your own instinct for a variety of reasons as well.
You feel like you'll have no control over things once you release what you're holding on to. You fear a lack of control, maybe of yourself, or of things or conditions in your life if you let them go. But like again, I feel this is this may be why you're struggling. Whether it's really the reality, that's the question. I believe this is why you're struggling, and these are the kinds of mindsets you have to work on to, let things go.
In almost any area this might occur in context to the question, that reversed king is kind of indicating that you struggle or have problems or just are not able to manage the situations that you want to. And this may be a part of letting go of stuff, that if you still have attachment to things and you know you should let them go, but you can't bring yourself to do that. That could be because you are creating a diversion saying you need this for X reason. You can't let this go. And so that could represent a sense that you're not really managing these things the way you want to. You may be managing them under duress of some sort.
And we have the Knight of Pentacles upright, and that's very interesting to me because obviously I could look at this two ways, similarly, but two ways. Number one, maybe you just don't realize that this is a long-term prospect, Maybe you can't get rid of everything overnight, but that you should take it slow and start eliminating these things one thing at a time if you can, if that's possible. Maybe, you're overwhelmed with the idea of, it must all disappear now. But that may not be healthy. Maybe you just need to slow it down because the immensity of having to change your life in a dramatic way just might be too challenging for you. And also, I could say that this is just saying to me that, these things didn't enter your life overnight. It's going to be a long-term process for you to pull yourself out of this, and it will be ongoing. So, but the progress you make step by step, you should feel good about that. When you don't feel good is when you're not taking any steps. Whatever small steps you take, reward yourself for that. Make sure you recognize yourself for that. It's really important.
This is a very interesting card, I think, Nicole. And I want to say that with the little I know about, certain, struggles that people have when they're trying to make changes in their lives, or they're trying, to kick habits or things like that, is just like Banshee said, you can't do it all at once. And that even people who are in those kind of groups that help you with that, whatever they are, AA, NA, whatever they might be, they tell you that. You can't do that. You can't make a total sweeping change like that, dump everything. But here's what I want to say to you is I look at the Knight of Pentacles, and I see that lawnmower there, and I'm thinking, this is about maintenance. This is about doing something that you regularly have to do. You have to cut your lawn all the time, perhaps, or you have to wash dishes once in a while, whatever it is. Nicole, this is telling you that, you may have to pick an area or two and work on them as best you can and maintain them once you get them to where you are. And that's part of the process. That is the part of the process. Banshee's right, too, about the idea that, the Knight of Pentacles has to move clearly with precision and meaning in each step. He can't do it like that. He's not known for that.
And what do you got for the Lenormand? Clouds. The well.
And it's the clouds and the well, as in the wishing well, perhaps. And I'm not sure if it's the dark side or not.
Well, I think it is the dark side a little bit here. Obviously, this whole process kind of looks to me too like you're a little bit depressed. You're dealing with a lot of uncertainty, and you need to heal. The wishing well can also be a well of healing, when you think about wells from historical purposes. And I'm feeling that here. You need to heal yourself. And so don't make it too hard on yourself or too demanding on yourself. Try to work with, what you can. What is the most important thing, or easiest maybe right now, thing for you to eliminate that you should do? Start there. And then maybe the clouds will start to lighten up for you.
And I agree with that. And I would just say that sometimes, and I know this from other areas of my life, you have to make a contract with yourself. And, for you, that contract would be saying, like, I give myself 1 month to deal with this problem and maybe one other, or however you want to do that. And then at the end of the time, you see if you have to renegotiate your contract with yourself or if the contract was fulfilled and you can create another one. And eventually, this process kind of standardizes the thinking in your mind of realizing what steps you have to take and what things you have to consider. It's definitely not like that. We wish you well in your journey, and we always hope you'll be well, Nicole.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Good luck with that, Nicole. And it was a great question. Thank you for that.
It really was a great
and I
question.
want to thank everybody. I think there's only one person who hasn't given me a question yet, but everybody, you've given me a question in advance, and I've got the whole list together here. So we're moving on to Angel Rivera, and Angel wanted an oracle card to see what Spirit brings this week. Well, Angel, Mercury's retrograde. There's all this insanity going on in the world. And so I'm going to use the Invisible Order Oracle for you.
You're welcome, Nicole.
It's an indie deck that
I can't get my hearts to work.
and I'm pretty impressed with, but it is a little bit on the darker side. However, there's a lot of things that can apply to everyday life as well as collective concerns. And the artist and creator is Daniel Martin Diaz. And this came out in 2025.
I got my hearts back.
Yay! Well, good for you.
I realized I didn't have the reactions screen turned on.
Ah.
The one that does the little... So now I'm going to go crazy. Watch, everybody.
You're welcome, Nicole. I hope that helps. And I'm going to have Mr. O pick one for you. And there is upright and
I'm having
reversed
fun.
interpretations for these. Oh, look at that. Oh, geez. Now he's going to go bonkers with all his special effects.
No, it'll probably make me sick. Just wobbling my head
Yeah.
like that made me feel a little
Smarty
lightheaded.
pants.
That's the vertigo for you.
So blame Mr. O if you get a really creepy card in this deck.
Or thank him. You never know.
That's right. Depends what you want. All right.
You're welcome, Nicole.
They're very slippy. So I
Ooh,
wanna
what a
drop 'em.
responsibility picking Angel's Oracle card. I don't know if I've ever done it before.
I think a while.
Probably a while ago.
back. Yeah, it's been a while.
Don't blame me.
Oh no, what did you get? I can't read it. You're covering the word.
No, I wasn't.
Ominous. Uh-oh.
My thumb was only on that side.
No.
Ominous.
What? Oh, okay, ominous. Now, unlike my kitten book, they're all numbered, but there's no numbers on the cards. But he gives a list with the numbers, so 45. So it's about foreshadowing, intuition, and message. So I'll give you the description here of what it's about, because this is all pretty brief. A towering figure made of smoke rises from the blaze of a distant city. It holds a crooked staff in one hand and a tightly sealed scroll in the other, a message not meant for the masses, but for the few people who notice. Around it, the sky churns. People run. The atmosphere itself seems to whisper what is to come. When ominous appears, your intuition is already aware of a developing situation. A message is moving towards you through symbols, dreams, or subtle signs, and your role is to prepare before it arrives. This may be a warning or an opportunity, or both. Observe without fear, but sharpen your readiness, knowing that even small shifts in your awareness can alter the path ahead in profound ways. When this card appears, trust the unease you feel. Begin preparing your next move quietly before events force your hand. Position yourself so you can act swiftly when the moment comes.
You know, many people have often thought over many years that psychic intuitions or feelings or hunches are part of a much earlier evolution of our nervous system to help us when maybe we didn't have language to communicate as well, to say, danger, danger. All right, I'm going to give you a Lenormand real quick here.
Hold on. Well, I'll talk about it after the Lenormand.
Okay.
Okay.
closer look and the garden.
Well, there you are.
The closer look and the garden.
So this is really an interesting read,
Yeah.
Angel. You may or may not know about this already. It indicated you might, but you will obviously get some kind of hints before it happens. And let me tell you something. I can't tell you how many times before, the powers that be at work would do something that I would get inklings of what they were going to do in advance.
I remember this.
And how you, and how you react and can prepare yourself for what is to come is a heads up from above everybody else. That's where, our intuition really rises us above, some people who just don't have a clue. And even though people like ourselves try to warn them, they don't always take it in, but then later they look at you and say, you were right. Oh my goodness. So it may be something like that. It may be at work. It may be an opportunity. It may not be something so ominous. It may actually present as an opportunity for you, but you're going to get some foreshadowing or knowledge in advance of what's to come. And with the Lenormand, with the closer look, obviously here, what did this say? Trust the unease, prepare yourself for your next move, position yourself, pay attention, watch for these signs, take a closer look at any dreams or premonitions or reading between the lines of what people are saying, because the garden is here. And the garden indicates there's some community or something that is involved here in what's going on.
It's a rising out of the greater mass community in some sense. It could talk about, what we hear through our media in the public space, But yeah, clearly the idea that, you are being tipped off that something important you personally, but maybe a lot of us will need to be aware of.
Yeah. Yes, you do, Angel. I know that. So just keep eyes, all eyes, third eye, wide open. And that's what we have for you. Hope you liked it. This deck is like some powerhouse deck I've got here.
Yeah, I can't wait to use it in Goth Tarot.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
So I have added Shirley, by the way. Hey, Shirley.
Oh,
and
I
also,
had Shirley on the
Country
list.
Love has just shown up too. So hi, Country Love.
Time out. Shirley is
I already added them. I told you that.
Shirley's on the list. There.
Okay. I'm sorry. When she said hi again, I thought it was the first time she showed up.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Don't have
All right.
a cow over it.
Well, but you wouldn't let me finish.
But I was still talking and you were interrupting me.
Anyway, Country Love, we will add you to the list.
I'm going to turn on the bicker
Please do, Bicker Boy.
as soon as I can find it.
My. Anyway. Yeah, we can still get you on the list, Country Love. It's not a problem.
Well, excuse me. And bicker is gone. Aren't you happy?
Yay! It's gone again.
I don't
but
find
you got your other things up.
It's on another screen.
Ah.
Do you want it?
No, I don't want it.
Oops, too late.
Well, see, I can't see it because I have my notes up.
No, we're not, Country Love.
All right, so...
Well, mostly we are, but there's always
Mostly we are.
moistly we are.
Yeah, my eyes are starting to water. I'm laughing. Stop making me laugh. All right. So Nada is up. Let me get the question. It's, will my daughter get better with her illness, Mr. O?
Okay. And of course, if the answer is vague, we will go for a specific yes/no. I'm going to use the Mermaid's Tarot.
Okay.
We certainly hope so for you, Nada. I understand.
I'll take those. Using the Ciro Marchetti Forest of Enchantment Lenormand
It's so beautiful.
today. They are beautiful. They have enhanced some extra cards in there. We already had a couple of them. The closer look in the well.
All right. The world is reversed.
That's okay.
The Lovers is upright. The Four of Swords is reversed.
That's good.
This is actually really good.
There's a progression here, I think I see. So let's throw this out. Look again. Here's closer look. Look again.
Closer look has returned.
What? And the Garden. Now, these cards aren't used that often, so I don't get what's going on.
You didn't shuffle.
I did. You saw me here shuffling.
You didn't
and
shuffle
shuffling.
well. Proceed.
All right, this Aries getting angry. Okay, I will proceed. Let me have my wand. All right. So the world, Nada, is indicating that it will take a little bit longer. More time is needed for recovery or getting better or some semblance of normalcy, depending on what your daughter is dealing with. So she's got to keep working at it, and hopefully, if the doctors have a good treatment plan or ideas for her, that things will turn out okay.
I agree with that. I think that this says really there's progress that needs to still happen, that if you have been working on this, it's just not there yet. It could indicate that maybe, some other options need to be involved, but not necessarily.
Well, and with the Lovers, it is about making better choices.
Okay.
Or having to make some important decisions regarding this. She has to do right by herself and make the appropriate decisions. Or, if she's still underage and you are making those decisions for her, then, just make sure they are the right choices, the right ones. Monitor the progress and see how it goes.
And to some degree, I also feel that this card is sort of like a little metaphorical in a way, that it says that whoever is in charge of your daughter's health, you or your daughter, that they consider the idea of really approaching this with love and true feeling for wanting something to be better. There's showing the power of love has a great capacity to heal people. We all know that. So this may be saying, choose love, especially in the ministrations for your daughter.
And finally, with the Four of Swords reversed, it really does sound like her energy is going to bounce back. Conditions will improve. And it could be dramatic. I'm hoping that's the case, because that card just says, you seem to be restored. So that would mean to me being restored to good health. But again, depending on, excuse me, what we're dealing with here, it'll be as good as she can get under the circumstances that she's facing. Like, for example, I'm only saying that because, for example, in my case, I can't heal completely. My cancer is not going to go away, but it can be controlled. So, and I can live normally like I'm doing right here now with you. So, things could bounce back and could be back, return to good health, depending on what she's dealing with.
I like that. And, the Four of Swords reversed is one of those cards that is specifically saying there is a recovery, there is healing, there is a return to the world.
So with the Lenormand and the Garden, I would just say this means to take a closer look at what's going on with your daughter and make sure that, she's taking proper care of herself if she's on her own, or if she's living with you and you're still taking care of her, make sure that, her healthcare team is cognizant of everything that's going on, and that they're being responsive.
It almost feels like these cards together say it takes a village, and it could be saying too that people that are in your daughter's life or in your life will contribute to some degree their observations and care, and it is still mindful for you to pay as much attention as possible to this process, to ask questions of your doctors if there's anything that you're unsure about with the treatment. So good luck with that, Nada, and we wish your daughter a full recovery, of course. Alrighty.
All right, so
You're
hey, you're very
welcome.
welcome.
Let us know how it goes.
Wishing all the best. Shirley is up, and her question is two-pronged, so we'll probably do 2 and 2 on that.
All right. And I'm sorry about that, Shirley. I guess I thought you were just coming in when I saw you.
Okay.
Alrighty. 2 and 2. Thank you, Shirley.
Aw.
That's nice. Thank you, everyone who does that.
This is my crystal tarot.
All right.
The Two of Wands is reversed. Oh, right, that's right. And there and there. I've got it right. And the moon is upright. So the first part was, will I get some new students this week?
And here's those Lenormands, the garden, and the tree. All right.
Wow.
So, maybe. I don't know.
Well, maybe. But I think you ought to have some contingency plans in case that doesn't happen. And there is some uncertainty here because the moon is here, right?
Yeah.
The moon is not the same as it is in the Lenormand. So, that indicates a little bit more uncertainty. And you may have to kind of, realize at some point here intuitively that maybe, it's not going to happen. So guard your finances or just be careful if you're running tight and not necessarily count on students coming because it may or may not happen. I see here with the garden, and that's the closer look again.
The tree.
The tree this time. The tree in the garden. So I think that this is a time to consider ways in which you can figure out how to make your community grow. Now, for people who watched my my Material Matters show, my card for the collective was all about community and the importance of community, in business. And so, whether you go out in a community to try to bring more people to you, or you deal with your own community that you have created with the people that you service pretty routinely, whatever the case may be, I feel like the community is important here with the garden here. And so either you need to expand your reach outward or maybe try to get more people that come for classes to get the word out, to try to encourage them to bring more people. Like, for example, I don't know if you do this, Shirley, but can you offer some kind of incentive to people who are or have been taking classes that if they bring someone new in, you can give them something free? Maybe that's something worth considering.
I'm going to be slightly different because I sort of feel that this could happen, but not necessarily. Hi, Kara.
Kara and Diamond Girl.
Oh, hi, Diamond Girl. Not necessarily in this week. Maybe it'll take a little bit longer. I get the feeling like there are some things here that support it happening, but maybe not just in the time frame. And the Two of Wands can talk about delays with your plans or delays with things that you more or less expected to happen. The moon's presence could just say that maybe you get a hint of that somehow along the way, or it somehow intuits to you that maybe it will just take another week beyond this or something like that. So I get the feeling like it's not going to be this week, but it could be soon after.
Kara and Diamond Girl, I've added you both to the list, but now the list is closed after you.
All right.
So I'm going to post the list again just to show that. So everybody on the list will get a reading. There we are. Okay.
So with Banshee's idea, it just could be that you need to um, think out of the box a little bit. It doesn't have to be an actual physical thing, but maybe it's, something else that amounts to a freebie, sort of like a $1 off on something kind of thing, or 10% off on something. If you can do that, just a way of showing that you're trying to incentivize to them. But
And
other than that, what I think is pretty there. It's really going to be about um, hanging on for a little bit longer. So let's hope so.
And you're welcome, Diamond Girl. You just made it to close out the list because that's all we could take today.
Yeah, so you will literally be at the end.
Yeah.
So hang in there.
I've got your question down, so we're good to go. All right, the next two cards for
Business
will
return.
you get a
Improve.
job offer?
Oh, job offer. Whoops.
We have the Knight of Pentacles upright. That's a good omen. And the Queen of Cups. Ooh. Upright.
Nice. They're both upright.
Well, surely something may happen in this department. What does Mr. O have for the Lenormand, though? Let's take a look.
The lady, which could be you,
Yeah.
and the fox.
What?
So this does really tip the scales a little.
Well, I'd say one of two things, Shirley. Either you will get a job offer from somebody you've interviewed with already, or somebody may contact you to schedule one. I think something's coming here, something positive. There's movement. With the Knight of Pentacles here, there's movement. Now, it's not fast movement. That's why I went both ways. It may be that it's, somebody asking for an interview that looks very, very promising. Or it could be somebody that maybe you've interviewed with a while back who's finally contacting you about a job offer. This looks really, really hopeful to me. And with, of course, I'm looking at the fox there in you and thinking, yes, this is some place of employment. You could get employed. It's possible you could get a job offer this week.
Yeah, this one absolutely has a little bit more positivity going for it than the previous idea. So I do feel everything Banshee said, you are moving towards this. It may not be a swift movement. The fox is clever, but the fox is also about business. And I saw what you said there about, the pre-survey or work you were doing. So maybe, something you said in there will be a part of that, of them looking and seeing like, boy, I like how this mind works, Good luck.
So that's what we have for you. Good luck with that. Shirley, you'll have to keep us posted.
Absolutely.
I hope it works out. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we wish you luck for that. I'm going to also...
Jackie is up, and she would like an oracle card. I'm not going to use the one I just used, Jackie. I'm going to use a different one. I've got a few here, so I'm playing around with them. I think I'm going to use, I don't know if I used this for you recently, but I'm going to use the Oracle of the Unicorns for you, Jackie.
Nice.
It's another deck I like a lot.
I like that one. Definitely.
Oh. All right. And it's beautiful, front and back. Just the back of these cards. I want to be there. Show the back of my card, Mr. O. I want to be in that scene.
The Aurora
So magical.
Borealis. Nice.
Would you like to pick one out randomly for Jackie?
I would.
They're all read upright.
Just give me one little minute.
It's okay. These, I gotta spread them. They're a little bit thicker, so they might be a little bit more challenging, Mr. O. A lot more challenging. What you got? Oh, cycles. Looks like an old horse there or something weathered a little bit.
Psycho killer.
No,
Oh, wait,
no,
not that
no.
cycle.
Cycles. And not motorcycles either. If you hear a lot of rumbling,
You're welcome,
motorcycle
Shirley.
our motorcycle people are back out in force here in the
Yeah, when
complex.
spring rolls around, Biker Boy and Motorcycle Man are in the street.
Okay, everything has its right time. Honor the cycles of your body. Tune into the moon's energy. If something feels like it is not happening, don't force it. Everything has its time. Everything has its place. The situation will naturally come to fruition when the time is right, whether it is a business project, a relationship, a journey, a contract, or an opportunity. This unicorn has come into your reading to remind you that we are connected with Mother Earth through the natural rhythm of cycles, the ebb and flow of the tides, the waxing and waning of the moon, and for women, the circle of ovulation and menstruation. Look at where you have fallen out of sync with your cycles and to start working with the moon's magic to bring more flow into your life. Instead of always trying to push through life full steam ahead, allow yourself to rest, retreat, and acknowledge your body's call for gentleness. Then when the moon waxes again or after menstruation, you can get out there again and be proactive and more social. There is much magic for you to unlock in your life by honoring your cycles. Buy yourself a moon calendar. Note down the different phases for each month. Live in the flow of cycles and you will experience the true magic of life. Well, a lot of us, me, is beyond, the menstruation age, but cycles are still important. We still go through cycles and we need to honor them. We need to understand them and work with those energies. What do you got?
Absolutely. Okay, I have the scythe and the ship.
So I think what it's saying is cut back on this need to move something forward at this time, to push it. Like it said here. It said that basically don't push anything at this time. Let it happen as it's meant to happen. This is not a time,
yes.
it will happen in its time, in its proper place. And pushing it might push it away from you rather than towards you.
Right, and I look at it slightly different. I look at the movement of the ship actually being the influencer toward the scythe. And so to me, that means as you move towards certain decisions that may be important and really decide things, take care, make sure you don't separate out what you really don't want to by mistake.
Well, it's funny you say that, Angel, because
I loved it.
When I went out there, I had to go out there
Quad
earlier today. I bought a
douchebag.
couple of lottery tickets for tonight. And when I looked over to the side there where I was hearing the rumbling motorcycles, there were 4 of them there. And I'm thinking he invited some buddies to go riding with. I'm hoping they're not all from here, but
Yeah,
who
I believe you're
knows?
right.
So
I
at
sure
any
hope so.
rate, with the scythe and the
Ship.
ship, I guess that's what I said is don't push it forward. Don't move things forward.
Yeah.
Cut back on that idea.
Yeah.
So I think I did cover that. I just wanted to make sure.
I guess
So
I just thought of it differently, but not that much. Alrighty.
good luck with that.
Good luck, Jackie.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
And we are on Namira.
Namira. Hi, Namira.
And Namira just wants a general reading.
Alrighty. Okay, let's see. I'm going to use my Ancestral Path Tarot.
There we go. All right. Oopsie. I do like this deck.
Hello. Right, general read. Nice. The Ten of Cups. The Lovers is reversed. Strength is reversed. Well, it started off great.
Well, strength isn't bad necessarily,
No, that's true.
but it could be in this case. Let me take a look at the Lenormand. Masks. And the fish. Well, this is an interesting read. I almost feel like some harmony, whether it's between you and friends or family or in a love relationship or even in your surrounding area, your neighbors, etc. There's something challenging that harmony right now. And that's the Lovers reversed. People who are not making wise decisions, might be upsetting others and causing some difficulties. So I do feel here that this is a possibility. And what's the last card?
It's Strength reversed.
Yeah. And maybe these decisions or these choices that they're making or that they want to make even, they're trying to push their agenda. They're trying to push everybody to go along with this, and it is causing a bit of disharmony.
I'm going to say I agree with almost all of that except the last card. I sort of think, Namira, this may be you saying, I'm going to have to put a little muscle into this situation, whatever's challenging this harmony.
I like that too. Yeah.
So I do feel like it could be saying this gives you that sense of sort of doing it.
Yeah. It's very true that it could be you just deciding, I'm going to stand up for myself here. I'm not going to, accept something that just seems wrong, doesn't seem right for everybody involved. So it's kind of interesting. So I don't know if this is generated in a workplace or in your home life or, in the people surrounding you.
Is it that apartment situation? Is that
could
Namira?
it be? Yes,
right?
it could be your neighbor. I forgot
You know,
about
the
that.
harmony, the challenge to the harmony.
I forgot about that. Yeah. So, could be. And I think
Could be
here,
my neighbor.
I think here, Namira, there's a lot, when I see the fish, I think of abundance. So, I'll just say this. There is a lot of phoniness going on here. Somebody is trying to fake something. Maybe they're making promises, maybe this is about making promises that they're refusing to deliver on. They're wearing a facade. They're pretending to do something or be something that they're not.
It could also be something like saying, we're handling this, please, just go about your daily business.
Oh, that could be right,
Stalling.
Yeah, that could be, if this is relating to the neighbor, that could be maybe the apartment people just saying, oh yeah, we're taking care of this when they're not. Or they're postponing it. They're just trying to tell you what you want to hear. And maybe that's the case with your neighbor too.
The strength card then could apply to any of these situations. This could be you needing to kind of stand up a little bit. This could be the landlord's trying to just say, don't bother, power through this. This could be that neighbor trying to be defensive about their own actions and or offensive.
I suppose it could be too, sure.
So it could be any of those things or even a little bit of both or all.
Interesting stuff. I think
Well,
that's the best we have for you right now. That's what's coming, it looks like. And, this is Mercury retrograde. So the one thing, number one, during the retrograde too, is don't believe everything. Don't take everything you're hearing at face value.
Right.
Sometimes you have to go deeper during the retrograde to figure out what's really going on.
Exactly. And by that same token, expect there to be attempts at facades or masks that hide reality. Good luck,
So
Namira.
good luck with that.
So it sounds like something will probably happen in this next week.
All right, Christine is up.
Ah, very good. Thanks for telling us that.
Oh, okay. It'll be interesting to see what comes from that.
Yeah, this may be about that. I wish you luck. All right. Spirit Connections. Hello.
All right. She wants to know what spirit wants her to know. So
Okay, that sounds like your reading.
Yep.
You're welcome, Namira.
You're very welcome. Oh, there you go. Okay.
What you got?
Okay. It's the Nine of Swords reversed. Oh. But the Three of Swords is upright. And the Emperor's reversed.
In the Lenormand, our closer look returns, but also the house.
Oh. With the Nine of Swords upright, reversed, is indicating that, there's some fears and anxieties that you can release now. You need to look at things that you've been worried about or concerned about, and maybe some of them, you'll realize was nothing to worry about at all. You were just overreacting maybe to some particular situation or circumstance or something, and all is well. Or maybe something is starting to resolve itself so that you can feel better about things now.
Were we doing this as your reading?
Oh, yeah, you're right. We are.
Okay.
I forgot. when I
Okay,
laid
so
out.
Spirit may want you to know that things that have been kind of conflicting for you or anxious provoking may be ending, or in fact may have been over exaggerated in your mind for some reason. Maybe you heard something that made you think it was worse than what it was. Maybe you didn't have complete information, but this will resolve.
So why is that important? Because it's been causing you, whatever this is, may have been causing you some grief or some stress, and bringing you down a bit, But it seems like, really, if I look at the two cards together here, I'm not going to say they cancel each other out, but it sort of has that, it does sort of have that feel that might be what's going on here, is that you're suddenly starting to realize that some of this stuff that has been causing you a lot of grief is either now over and done with, or you don't have to worry about it as much anymore.
Do you possibly have close friends or somebody you know who are separating or divorcing? I almost wonder if it could be something like that, or maybe a big change in a relationship that is not yours, but you're sort of involved in it, and it was important to you maybe. I get the feeling like that's why it was important, because you realize, that something is changing and that there will be pain or heartbreak for people, and you will probably feel like you need to be as supportive as you can.
So where are things headed?
The Emperor reversed.
The Emperor reversed indicates that, you need to get some things back. You need to feel more control in your life after all of this is said and done. You need to maybe figure out, if there's some things that you have pushed aside because of your fears and anxieties of dealing with them. Now is the time to take control once more. And you might be a little bit, slow or reluctant at first in order to do that. But in time, I think you will get there. I do.
Well, maybe not exactly in my scenario, but I think that that Emperor reverse does sort of speak to the idea that when you are possibly dealing with other people's emotional situations as they impact to you or what they mean in your life, that sometimes you do have to be cautious exactly how you work with that. And we know from personal lives that sometimes you can only say or do so much when it's really up to somebody else to do that thing that has to be done.
Well, that's interesting, Christine. What is this card here, Mr. O? Is that closer look again?
The closer look
With
and the
home.
house.
So, you have to take a closer look at your situation here and try to make yourself feel comfortable, with things once more. Your comfort and your security, your sense of security is important in this situation. So you need to take a closer look at what has transpired here. If it's what you said it's relating to there, or if it's something else, and try to get back, into your comfort zone once more.
I like what you said there. I appreciate you sharing that, both of those. Um, I thought maybe it was a little bit more external to you, but now I see that this probably is about that situation. So I think what Banshee said is pretty accurate. And maybe, the Emperor reverses the key to that too. You can't really control that person. You can't necessarily make them do what you want. You can only do what you can do for yourself and your son to make your lives more comfortable. It may be a struggle. It may be something that will take time and effort. Um, but that's the takeaway here is you have to figure out how to not let that person pull your strings if they are.
Well, your security, and comfort and your son's is very important. And so, make sure that, you let your ex know that, you're not gonna put up with any shenanigans that affects your son's well-being or your own, for that matter. So, and you're right. We can't control who they decide to partner up with, but we certainly can control how it affects us and and your son, for sure, the son that you share. So
Yeah. Good luck.
so good luck with that, Christine. Ah. Well, I wish you the best.
We wish you a lot of luck. I think Spirit will come through for you.
Empress is up. Hi, Empress. And I've got a question. May I know, will my YouTube channel and TikTok grow up? I'm working really hard on this, but it's very slow and don't know what to do. Welcome! Welcome to our world as we're still trying to reach that magic number of 1,000. But I get it. I do. So let's see what we get for you. Mr. O, it'll be your deck.
I'll be right with you. I'm just dashing off a comment to Christine.
All right. Well, sometimes you need to know about other things in your life, Christine. So maybe this is going to be an important issue up and coming, and don't ignore it. I don't think you will.
Alrighty, so it's Empress. Let me look at that question.
I have it right there.
Yes, I see it. Well, we can definitely sympathize because we've been at it for over 6 years now, and we haven't made it to 1,000 yet. And of course, a lot of it could just be our own sense of how we want to do that. For you, it may be, some other factors.
Yeah, we were a slow growth operation here all the way around, and now, to me, it's a little bit more than a hobby. It's a we want to help people, but the business aspect of it isn't quite as important as it used to be. Um, we still want to grow, though. We still want to grow because the more people we can reach, we feel the better all the way around. So you're very welcome, Christine.
You are so welcome. We appreciate you. All right, Empress. Our first card is the Sun, and it's upright. Our second card is the upright Three of Cups.
What is going on here?
What do you mean?
Well, it's so positive, and
I know. Well, I mean, she said, will I ever? So this is in the future. I don't know when. And the last card, why did you have to ruin it?
You shuffled that deck.
I know, but you were like...
But you had already shuffled.
Reverse
so
Six
the
of
damage
Pentacles.
was done. What was that again?
Reverse Six of Pentacles.
Well, okay. So let me throw this out there. This will be interesting.
The Stork. The Bridge. Ooh, the bridge to the new beginning. Well, the Sun and the Three of Cups are really positive. I mean, the Sun just looks like success. It looks like knowledge. It could be saying that more knowledge about what you're doing or how to do it will be a key factor.
Well, acquiring maybe knowledge, maybe scoping out other sites that have more people that are doing the same kind of thing you might be doing out there might be helpful. I would agree with that. But I think the Sun is also here to say that, look at how you're measuring success. The Sun indicates there is some success for you here, and that maybe, wherever you're at right now is at least it's something that you can build upon. And with the pardon me?
Three of Cups.
With the Three of Cups there upright, it kind of indicates to me that I think once you develop, more of a consistent either customer base or following, depending on what you are doing, you will, things might flow better. It's possible here that, the more people get to know you or become part of that circle of yours, the more likely you might be able to get more people from their contacts. So I think here this has to do with, finding the right niche of people, and then, asking, making sure you tell them to spread the word. I almost sense something here like what I told Shirley. Like if you can offer a perk of some sort to people who bring you new customers or people to your page, maybe that would help. Maybe that could help you in some way. Because I sense a community here possibly forming.
Well, I didn't feel that your question asked for advice. It was just mostly, will this ever happen? So I appreciate that Banshee sees things there. I'm seeing it a little differently. I just mostly see the Sun and the Three of Cups saying lots of success and maybe something that really does, like Banshee says, builds from the people you reach, the people who join with you. So I think these are really positive things. I think Banshee's advice is pretty true and accurate. The next card, the Six of Spheres, reversed.
Well, it's kind of like our world sometimes. It's feast or famine. Sometimes people are with you, and sometimes they leave you hanging like, where did everybody go? And so we've had that a number of times where sometimes our Thursday nights we'd only have one, two, or three people there. And so, it seems to go that way. And sometimes our cards for the collective, even, we get lots of views sometimes, like what Mr. O does on YouTube and what I do on social, what I post on social media. And other times, where did everybody go? So I think you have to deal with the ups and downs. You're going to keep experiencing that a little bit here. But with the sun in a reading, I have to be hopeful that, there will be more growth for you if you keep on this path.
I guess I would look at the Six of Spheres, Six of Pentacles in this position and say, you have to be in for the long run as much as you can, all things being considered, that there are times where people won't share or won't, intermix with you as much as you want what she's referring to. And ultimately, it may get better. It should, is what we're saying. But, you have to consider that there are times where it will seem really slow and nothing happening. Hang in there.
And so I'm not saying you have to recreate Rome or anything here when I look at the Lenormand. But again, I look at that and I think to myself, you need to find a way to bridge people's wants and needs with what you're offering. And so, maybe there something new that you could add that would generate more business and interest. This is not saying you have to stop doing what you're doing, but maybe like if it's a product line or a service that you are doing or information that you are providing, what more might people want that could bring them to you? With a bridge, you get the feeling here with the bridge, you got to meet people halfway.
I like that. And the bridge is a perfect metaphor for that. One of the things that admittedly we're not as well at doing right now, but we were earlier, and it was something our son told us. He said, you need to go to all the similar kinds of YouTube channels or sites that do stuff to you, and you need to get in their chats and you need to talk with them and engage them, not necessarily to say, oh, by the way, come to my place, but to basically network and get people to know you that way too. So to the degree that you can, hang out at other similar channels and input, you are creating your network too that way. You may be doing that now. I just thought I should say it.
And by the way, Empress, you can always feel free to leave your YouTube information here so people could find your site.
Right.
So,
unless it's about something that we don't like.
We are not, against that. So some places might be, but we are not. So
yeah, you'll have to feel it out.
If you want to promote yourself here, more power to you. So we wish you luck with your continued challenges that you're facing, getting and building an audience. So good luck with that.
Drop your link here when you can. We're not on TikTok, but we are, of course, on YouTube.
And that goes for anybody else here who has a website or a business. You know what?
Give us your business.
Feel free to put your links in there. We don't mind. We don't mind at all.
All right. So we're on Preeti. And I think Preeti wanted a general reading too. Or something like that?
Yes, let me get their general reading. It's my deck. I'll give these to you. All right. Okay.
You do.
I know. Okay, the Three of Cups is reversed. But the Four of Cups is upright. And so is the Eight of Cups, upright.
It's the lilies and the cross.
Wow. Seems like, just looking at the surface of that Three of Cups, I'm not putting it all together yet, but it looks as though with the Three of Cups reversed, you feel sometimes, Preeti, that you're unsupported in things that you want to do, by others, whether it's, you feel unsupported or unappreciated when you apply for work, or, if you're looking for relationships, or even in your friendships, you feel sometimes people aren't there for you. But also, there was something else I wanted to say about this card. I think. Well, go ahead. Let me think about it. I know
Okay.
there's something
Well,
else I
what
wanted to add.
I like what Banshee said. I feel it may not be always or very often, but it is definitely in this week or next period of time ahead. And I almost feel like it relates to where you sit in a particular grouping of people, even if it's just like maybe two people, but maybe it's your family, or maybe it's people you worship with or work with or go to school with. There just is a sense that you sort of feel underappreciated, or like nobody, gets your value. They see you there, but they don't see your value as part of that team or that friend circle.
Yeah, remember what I wanted to say now, too. You may also be finding right now, and remember, Mercury is retrograde, that you're having a hard time connecting up with others right now. It just seems like nobody's available, and so that goes true for almost any area of your life. You just feel like you're kind of stuck because you can't seem to make a connection with others that you were hoping to.
Four of Cups upright.
The Four of Cups upright needs, I feel here, this kind of mindset has made you pull back a little bit instead of get out there and try to change this. I almost feel like maybe you're thinking too hard about this situation, though, and you just need to, keep on keeping on anyway. This isn't a time to get lazy. This isn't a time to get discouraged. This is a time to keep on keeping on despite the feelings of a lack of support or a lack of connection.
And even if this is maybe about something else, it's not exactly that, because this is a general reading. It still has that same idea here that maybe you feel you have choices or options, but it's not really clear to you which one to take. And this could be the result of how that emotionally makes you feel, that maybe you don't think your choices are important to other people or in your life. Excuse me. Eight of Cups.
The Eight of Cups here might be, yeah, you know what? Ever since I've been sitting here, I'm kind of frog throated and my nose was running a little bit. So, don't know what's going on.
Oh,
But I
dear.
notice you too are having problems now too. You can tell I have a frog in my throat. Okay, so the Eight of
Cups.
the Eight of Cups here could indicate that now is the time to really maybe change directions, move in a different direction now. Maybe it's a time to seek your support or your connections elsewhere. In other words, if things just aren't satisfactory here in your life right now, instead of overthinking it, maybe it's time to blaze a new trail.
So it does have the sense or the feel that maybe, you are coming to grips with the idea that you don't feel exactly like you belong in this situation anymore. Maybe it's work. That could be the most likely one, but it could be other things too. Maybe it's just a particular one friendship. But yes, indeed, it feels like it's time for you to consider moving on. And there's not a sense of regret about it. It maybe is just feeling like this is the right time to do that. Now, I do think that the Lenormand maybe play into this as well with the cross and the lily.
Well, I feel like almost maybe you've been feeling this way for some time. With the cross and the lilies here, it just indicates that you seem to feel like you've been, you know, feeling this remorse or regret or sorrow over something, like over this lack of connectivity for a while now, which is really why the 8 of cups is very important here. It's time to maybe move forward in a different direction and open yourself up to making new connections, making better connections or friendships, and move away from the places and the areas in your life that, are not supporting you the way they should.
And I think that those Lenormand say that that move will bring growth and change for you that will be positive.
So,
Good luck with
geez,
that.
good luck with that.
And we're on Libra.
And she wants to know what's coming towards her, and that can be my reading, but your deck.
Okay. And I'm going to use the Adrian Tarot.
Use this deck next time. I'm going to work from the back up now. All right. All right.
Okay, Libra asks, what's coming towards me? Card 1, the reversed Three of Swords. So what is coming towards you maybe is a sense... Go ahead.
Did you have that card at happy hour? I don't know why. I'm thinking it was you. It might have been somebody else, but it seems familiar. So Three of Swords is upright, correct?
Reversed.
Oh, it's reversed. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I wanted you to go ahead, but that's okay.
Well, so what's coming towards you is healing. And maybe some hurt feelings. Maybe if there was a recent argument or disagreement or something went horribly wrong in your life, this is a time now that things are starting to feel better within you and maybe without you, depending on some of the other cards we see.
There's often an implication that there was something that really broke your heart. So perhaps this could suggest that there's a change or reconciliation in an important relationship, that maybe there was a way to, there will be a way to mend this fence. So if this is current, that's what's coming, is like this situation may be able to change.
So why is this important?
It's the reversed King of Discs.
Of Pentacles.
Pentacles, right. Well, maybe it was something that
Go ahead.
you felt you didn't have the abilities to manage this, or that it was very chaotic and hard to manage. Now this may change that idea, that you realize change, reconciliation, whatever will happen or can happen. This may make you feel less worried about the fact that you didn't do things the right way, or that, maybe, there was some fault on your own part even.
Well, that could indicate you. That could indicate somebody that you're dealing with too. So, I could open it up that way a little bit and say that, so why is this important is because maybe you feel that someone was being very obstinate and very closed-minded, and it kind of hurt. It kind of hurt. Or you yourself, as Mr. O said, could have been, maybe you maybe are now recognizing that maybe you should have been a little bit more open-minded with somebody about, the circumstances that were involved here.
Okay. So
I know I went with the mind with this one, but there is an analytical quality about that king. And I can't help but say that why is this important too is because either the situation of the sorrow or anger you were going through due to what happened was affecting your life in other ways. Now maybe you can pull things together again because maybe things have been kind of straying because of what, you're dealing with the situation.
well, I do get the feeling there's still some caution in where this will lead to because we have the magician reversed.
Uh-huh.
So this could be saying that it's important for you to be firm on your will where you want things to go from your point of view. It may also say too that there still could be somebody's intention to be trickerous in some way. You may have to watch for that. That maybe there's still some chaos going on around this situation.
And that's the magician reversed, yeah. So I kind of feel here that don't don't play games in this situation. Be authentic, be true to yourself and what's right for you. In order to turn this around, it's not going to help you if you just fake it. You have to really mean it. You have to really mean that you want healing here. You want to resolve whatever went wrong, whether this is a battle, an internal battle you're going through, or if it's with someone else and you want to get your life back on the right track again.
Okay.
There
The
you
lady.
are, Libra.
And the tree.
I have to say, seeing the tree and the woman makes me feel that you might be going through some growing pains at this time. Considering all the other cards here, this is a period of growth for you. But sometimes some lessons, well, they hurt. And we have to overcome that. We have to overcome that. So I do think you're going through some growing pains, but you will come through this ultimately.
I think that's true because those cards really aspect that. It does sort of give us the idea that there is a lot of challenges here, and mostly you have to keep the idea of where you personally can grow from the situation. What are the things that it can change in you, make you think about differently, or make you do differently? Good luck.
Good luck with that. Whoops, dang it. I thought I copied it. I did not. Okay, Noha is up. And I hope you're here, Noha, because you did not leave a question. At least unless you did it much, much later.
Let me look for it. Did you want to talk about anything in
I
particular?
will, but I'm updating some stuff, so just give me a minute. We're going to have a monthly modality message. Did you tell me it was Wednesday?
No, that's the unhappy hour.
We're going to have an unhappy hour on Wednesday this week. So join us for that video presentation. That will come out sometime in the evening, I think about 6 p.m. And that will be for the astrological signs of the zodiac. What is making you unhappy for the next 4 weeks, and how can you turn that frown upside down? And so,
Wednesday night, probably around 6 in the evening, but it'll be announced.
Also, we do a reading for the world. And oh boy, I don't really know if we can turn that frown upside down for the world, but we're going to try.
We accept any challenge.
That's
So,
right.
Noha, if you don't respond within the next few seconds, I think we're going to move on,
And this
and
isn't the first time, I might add.
we won't be able to
Noah.
add you back.
So I will not be putting you back on the list, even if we're ending early today. So
That's not
um,
likely. Alrighty,
people,
I
if they
think
leave, they have to leave their question. And you specifically asked if you could be added to the list. So I've added you, and you're not here. So,
we're moving on to
oh, Jamie.
Country Love.
But you know what? I'm going to add you because Noha left. But
Oh,
the
hi, Jamie.
list is officially closed. You've taken a space of somebody who left, so I will add you. And Country Love is up, yes.
All right.
And Country Love has left us a question.
Banshee hurls down the gauntlet.
Hey, and especially if it's a pattern. If it's a pattern with people coming in and then disappearing, I get a little bit Aries fire hot.
He was here earlier, Jamie's, but then he paddled off somewhere. I believe he went upstairs
He went upstairs to catch some rays in the office.
There's a bedroom
Yeah.
office that he likes the.
Gets the light. All right, I'm going to use the Lonely Planet Tarot
No, you don't. You stay. Thank you.
for Country Love's question. Yeah, I mean, if you plan on staying, it's okay. But, if people aren't here at the time I say, we need your question now.
We get it. And sometimes, depending on who does it and how they do it, I almost get the feeling like certain people are afraid of leaving what they wrote in our chat room because they think somebody else is going to see it, that they don't want to see it, or something like that. I can't really figure it out. But what's the difference if you're going to put it there when you are here? I mean, it's the same thing. We need to have it. So if we don't have it, you lose your turn or have to take the back seat.
Well, Mr. O said his
Thank you,
piece.
Jamies. I hurl down the gauntlet too. How'd I do, Mama?
Okay. So, would Houston be a good move for my kids and I next year? Well, let's see what it says right now. Remember that this could shift and change, so you might want to ask it again later, but or check out some other areas if you have ideas. But let's take a look here. Well, okay, we start out with the Three of Pentacles reversed, but on the more positive side, we have the Six of Swords upright. And the Emperor upright.
I like that they're all upright.
I do too. Well,
Well, the first one wasn't.
the first one was not.
All right, in the Lenormand, we have the Rider and the ship. Similar.
Well, I will say this. Possibly here, it's possible that some of your kids, or at least one of them, may not be all in on the idea with the Three of Pentacles reversed here. You may have to try to convince some of the benefits. I don't know if this is a matter of having to change schools, which will disappoint them, or there's some losing track of friends. Whatever the case may be here, there may be somebody that's not on board with this. Or it could be somebody else maybe in your family or circle of friends that's disappointed with you making this move. But you got to do what you got to do and what you think is right for you. I think here too that, you may be a little bit on your own in getting all the preparations done for this as well. So expect not a lot of help from the kids there.
But that is an important factor to the degree that, they're functionally able to be of assistance. That Three of Pentacles maybe indicates that mostly the teamwork kind of feel is what, will be your most challenging part, making sure everybody feels that they're contributing or that they have a role from your design,
Yeah, I like that
because
too.
you are the emperor here, really. You know, you're in charge of them.
Well, I'll
So
get to that one. Is that where
so
you went first, or
no,
you?
I went there,
Okay.
but I
You
referenced
see
that.
the corollary. Yeah. Okay. All right. How they fit.
And so I like that. So I do feel like, you know, it's a matter of bringing the group mind together, and that'll be a challenge, but it could be possible. It does look like it'll be a little rough, at least at first.
At least at first, but overall, when I look at the of Swords here, it kind of indicates to me that if you should move there, you might find things more calm, more tranquil. You might feel better about things living there. Um, that looks very positive to me, like you would be moving away from a troubled environment to better place in your life.
As Banshee mentioned, that maybe one of the kids is just not really thrilled about this. That Six of Swords maybe adds the idea too that, you know, once things have moved there or in that progression, that maybe if there is that happening, that child will come around, will realize that you're moving towards better. And so that could of course be them accepting it because they found out that there is something really good about moving to Houston.
And the Emperor indicates to me that, it's possible here you will feel more control over things, you will feel more secure, you will feel better. You will feel more in command of things in your life, maybe than you do where you are now. You might feel like you're being buffeted around by, various whims of fate or things going on in your community, or if you're dealing with an ex there or other issues there with family or friends or, maybe enemies that aren't very happy, you will feel much more in your element and, take more charge of things in your life.
I think it's going to turn out to be a good move when you get there. And the Emperor has magnificent energy for you, I think, because it also takes into account, you know, those other people, those children. It sort of indicates that, yes, they do become part of the team. If there is anyone who's a standout, you know, not wanting to, I feel like it all comes together with that card. The emperor says this is the way it should be, and everyone agrees.
The rider and the ship are here, for goodness sakes. That certainly sounds like a move to me.
Yeah, it's another ship, so it's
uh,
two ships.
I mean, maybe you'll get some news or information that will make you say, "This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna move full steam ahead." So I think here something positive. I mean, I sense movement that you really do kind of have an idea here that you want to run with.
I think it looks fabulous. I can't add anything really to what Banshee said there. You have a lot of positivity. Even this looks like somebody moving somewhere.
Well, it is the Lonely Planet card.
That's true, but I like to
So,
look at cards
which
symbolically
which
too.
is really funny to me, Country Love, because yeah, I cut and paste your question. I cut and paste the list really quick, but I forgot what your question was about when I picked that deck. So I pick a travel deck for a deck about movement. So
Travel.
I really feel fated about this reading a little bit here. But survey your options. If there are other areas you've been thinking about, feel free to come back and ask us, and we'll see if
Mhm.
they look a little bit better to you. So, but this looks pretty good, I would say. So I
Good
wish
luck.
you luck with that. And Kara.
Kara. My imitation of Stallone.
Why do you keep doing that?
I don't know, because I think it's funny.
Well, I hope Kara does.
I'm sure she does, because she's from New York, New Jersey area too.
Okay.
Kara.
Did she post above? I
I
have to
don't
look. 'Cause she usually
remember.
posts right before her turn
I'll have
sometimes,
to look.
or right on her turn. I have every faith she will post.
She always does.
So let's give Kara a minute, and I'm gonna put my.
And I'll mention that, of course, everyone should tune in to Goth Tarot on Wednesday. It's week 2 of our work with the prophetic past, a shadow that just clings you to past ways. How can you figure your way out of it? Check out Goth Tarot for some tips. And did Kara show up?
No, Kara, where
Kara,
are you? I guess I should go look and make sure she.
I'm looking for her.
I think I can go all the way up this time too. There it is. I used my pendulum. Whoops.
Oh, if I should save money to start
I
a
used
side
my
hustle.
pendulum.
It said no.
Oh.
I asked, should I save it for a shaman drum? It said yes. I'm wondering if spirit is telling me not to worry about money. So that's the basic question. Is spirit telling you not to worry about money? I kind of like that idea. I'm going to use the spheres of heaven for that question, Kara.
All right, let's see about your money conditions. And what me worry? I think we're all a little bit worried about things right now. It's crazy here.
Spirit, why aren't you telling me that? Maybe you don't have to. But I'm not rich.
Okay.
And we'll just throw those cards out and see what we get. The sun is reversed. The lovers is reversed.
Uh-oh.
They didn't really want you to buy the spirit drum. The hermit is reversed.
Well, in a sense, we could have done my reading, but I don't want to. I think I've got this. Let's see. The hermit is reversed.
Well, we could still do it that way.
Well, Kara. Well, let me throw these out. These are going to muddle things a little bit, I think.
You don't say. Bird, bird, doo-doo-doo-doo. Bird in a bridge. Boy.
Yeah. So, with the sun here reversed, it may indicate to just be careful. You know, you don't want to get, yourself into a hole. So just be modest and moderate. I think the sun is saying here that your financial conditions aren't perfect, but they're not bad. So don't do something that's going to make them bad. Let's put it that way.
Right. When the sun is reversed, I don't feel it is a real big, detraction from its normal meaning, but
There's the motorcycles.
I don't know if anybody can hear that in the
I
background.
can. Go on.
But it could be saying kind of what Banshee's saying there, Kara, that you just want to have a little bit of awareness about things. But in general, you probably are more lucky than not. But just remember, anything can happen. And of course, economists are talking about death spirals in the economy soon.
So with the lovers reversed, it's indicating to me that they don't want you to, Spirit doesn't want you to make bad decisions here. You have to make the right decisions at the time. So check your finances. If you feel you have, you have a surplus to work with, that you could buy that spirit drum, okay. But if you're just going to do it and keep things at a very precarious level, then it's not wise to make that choice at this time. You have to do what's right for you here. So, like for example, the pendulum told you no to the side hustle, so maybe it's not time for you to initiate that at this time, but maybe it is okay to spend money so long as you're not putting yourself in a bad situation. Do what's right for you.
Well, of course, you have to listen to the wisdom of your own, you know, cards, pendulums, whatever, you know, and they told you what you felt. But to me, when I look at the lovers reversed, I almost wonder if this is saying to look again at that question, the drum, or setting up for your side hustle. Maybe you're not done with thinking about
That's yeah.
that decision yet.
Well, that's a good point, I think. But if you really trusted what you said with
Yeah, it's
what
up
your
to you.
pendulum said, that is up to you. But I do like that. I mean, the lovers is about choices. So are you making the right choice here? And I don't know.
The
I
hermit
like it.
reversed.
Pardon me.
Hermit
Oh,
reversed.
the hermit reversed. Well, I think this is a time for you to get out and do something. Whether it's getting the spirit drum, and then I guess the one thing you have to determine here is is what you're going to do with these things. How useful is the spirit drum to you as opposed to the side hustle, or maybe some other things that you want to purchase for yourself? So maybe that's the idea too, is to assess the usefulness of these things to you right now. The hermit wants you to make wise choices as well. And when it's reversed, you need to get out and do something, but make sure that it's right for you. I think it really
Well,
does
I
tie
go
into
back to
that
your
lovers thing.
basic question, should you not have to worry about money? And I wonder if the hermit says that maybe you
Oh,
need
yeah.
to get
Yeah.
more advice or ideas from the public too, other readers, whoever, or maybe you just need to sit with that a little bit more in a public sense of thinking about this more and seeing where you fall in with that.
So, should you worry about money? Yes, I think we should always, be concerned about our income. And I think with the sun reversed, it's saying you have to be concerned, but not overly so. You should always pay attention so that you don't make bad choices that are going to put you in a hole, right? And what is that again?
The hermit
The hermit
reversed.
reversed. And you have to make sure that this is wise and right for you. It's going to be something useful to you. Something, either if you plan on sharing, the experience with others, you go to drumming circles, etc., things like that. Or you're going to make use of something, then fine. But I think right now you got to make sure that the choices you are making are right. The bridge and the birds,
Bird.
that is a tough one. I would say this, don't be swayed by what others are doing or saying. Maybe you want a spirit drum because you see people using, for example, you see them using these great spirit drums and you want one. Or maybe, people are talking things up and you just want to do it to go along with what people are doing, to be a part of that. Make sure that the choices you make are really connected to what's right for you. Again, I feel that bridge here. And I think the bridge is really aligned with the lovers reversed in a way. You have to find a way to bridge, what your wants and desires with what's right for you and what you need right now.
It is interesting to note that there are birds in the water under the bridge as well as a bird over here.
Well, and
Uh,
that owl just staring forward in that eyeball there, that's pretty
yeah, there's a
interesting
lot of
too.
things that
Yeah.
kind of resonate
Click.
through each other here. To me, the bridge and the bird could be saying too that to some degree, if you're challenged or if you feel, there's a challenge to these choices, and I'm thinking of people like, a certain family member of yours who always tells you you shouldn't do stuff like that. Um, then maybe it's just about really deciding if you will or will not, or how you communicate some of this. That this is really about your expression. You're the one that's moving towards your expression. And, if they understand it, that's fine, but they don't have to necessarily.
So, no, I don't feel you have to overly worry about money at this time,
Right.
but you do need to worry about the choices a little bit that you are making and if they really are the right ones for you, if that makes sense. So,
There you go.
good luck with that.
Good luck, Kara.
And
That was a
we're
good
on
question.
Our last two readings. Diamond Girl is up.
Diamond Girl. Hey, Diamond Girl. You sure do shine.
You're very welcome, Kara. Good luck with
You're
that.
welcome, Kara.
All right, Diamond Girl wants to know what the current energy surrounding them is at this time. Alrighty. I'll use that one. All right. Using the Unfolding Path Tarot.
So that's just a straight up reading, or is it your reading? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, the current energy, I think it'll be my reading.
Alrighty. Here we go. So what is the current energy? It's the Chariot upright.
Lots of energy.
Lots.
But not only that, the energy is geared towards progressing and movement, trying to move something along in your life, whether it's a relationship that seems to be dragging, whether it's a job that seems to be going nowhere, whatever it is, or whether your progress on a goal or a dream has been kind of stymied. This is a time of movement and moving it forward.
It's clearly advancement, and it's sort of saying, like, I am motivated and I have everything pretty much in my head the way I want to proceed.
So if you aren't motivated right now, or you're feeling kind of lackluster, what is it that will inspire you right now to action and to do something? That's what maybe you need to focus on right now. So why is it important? Well, we have the King of Swords reversed.
Maybe it's been hard for you to make this decision. Maybe you feel like you don't necessarily want to move forward with this particular thing or with these things.
Oh, I'm yawning. Sorry. Well, maybe. I think here that, yeah, I was kind of leaning towards either you've been having problems focusing on what it is you need to maybe work on at this time or progress or advance forward. Or, you are facing a decision or a choice, but you just can't, you're just not in a good position mentally to make that choice at this time. Things have been really cloudy, and we can blame Mercury retrograde for a lot of that, really.
Right. That King of Swords does speak directly to the idea that mental acuity is not quite where it normally is for you. It's not necessarily a big change for the worse. It's probably what Banshee said, but you don't feel you can adequately decide how to do this thing, solve the question, move yourself in this direction, etc.
And you know what? It could be that you need to, oh, I had a thought, and I was just going to say it, shoot. You need to, oh well.
Is it about decisions?
I think it tied into into the Chariot a little bit here. You need to, I can't think of it.
Well,
It may
one
come
thing I
back
know
to
is
me.
that a lot of times both the King and the Queen of Swords can talk about the idea of whether or not they really mind being alone in this or if they need the support. So sometimes this is a card of a person who says, it doesn't matter what others think. I know this is right for me. I have to do it or I have to not do it.
So it's possible here that maybe what I meant to say too, if I said it already, I'm sorry. But the one thing that's coming back into my mind again is maybe you haven't figured out what it is you need to move forward at this time. So you feel like you are kind of in a stagnant kind of zone right now. But there must be something. You wouldn't have gotten the Chariot here for no good reason.
So where will this lead?
Ah.
And it's the Three of Swords. So
You feel, well, it could lead to loss. It could lead to loss or disappointment or some sorrow if you don't get to move, if you don't try to move something forward at this time. So, now it's looking like it could be something that affects you emotionally. So it could be a relationship, it could be a decision about a relationship moving forward or deciding which direction to go. It could be that you maybe have to let something go, but you are afraid of the sorrow and grief that may be attached with that. So, sometimes this movement could be about moving yourself forward, but away from something that has maybe caused you some pain. And, now that I see this card here, the Three of Swords, I mean, the King of
Swords.
Swords reversed could be a person. It could be a person, that maybe there's been a bitter argument between you, whether it's a romantic or other kind of relationship, business or otherwise, and it hurts. It hurts, but you can't seem to move it forward at this time or find a way to move forward from it. But that looks like what you really need to do.
Well, the energy around you is suggesting that you should be doing this, that you should be moving there, but there's an indecisiveness or something happening that prevents that. It could be yourself, but maybe it could be thoughts about somebody that you're involved with. And I almost feel like where it leads to is where you're moving away from is something that really is hurtful. And maybe this provides the idea that you still have some qualms about this, making the clean break, doing it slowly, something like that. I'm not sure if that relates to you, but the Lenormand, the gentleman.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so it could be about a man or it could be about you. That could also be you. And the tree.
Well, it's almost as if it's possible here you were hoping that this would grow into something stronger, develop into something growthful for you. And like I said, that could be you. And like I said, you just wanting to push something forward in your life and being unable to do so. But that could also be about a relationship. That could be about, somebody you were hoping to grow a relationship with. And it's either fallen apart because of that energy from the King of Swords. It can be an angry or an argumentative kind of energy, or it's because of that Three of Swords. Perhaps, they're not either interested in moving it forward, or you can't find a way to get their attention, maybe.
That's very interesting. I almost feel
Yeah.
that myself too, but I'm a little puzzled because I sort of feel like the tree and the man sort of look a little bit more hopeful at the end.
It does.
Okay.
Well, it does, but you've got to take it in nature with the rest of the cards there, which are kind of powerfully not so positive.
This may be
So,
something that will take time to grow.
the Chariot is the one positive card here, but you have to find a way to break the logjam, to break the stagnation and move whatever this is forward, or move away from something that hasn't been working for you. It's been maybe causing more grief than good times. And one way or another, you may grow from this experience. I mean, that could be why the tree is here as well.
The takeaway.
Excuse me, again, I don't know what's affecting me here. So, it's almost like an allergy.
All right.
So that's what we have for you. Good luck with that, Diamond Girl. I hope that means
Thanks for coming to the show. And we're on our final reading.
Jamie's Cowboys.
Jamie's Cowboys. Ah, you got a... Wow, that's a very interesting question.
So is that... Hold on a minute.
You got this from another reading, perhaps?
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
So basically, you're asking if we think this could be a past life soul of some sort that you knew. Do I got that kind of right? It seems interesting, that's for sure. Let's see, what are my other decks?
So the question, are they going to tell you soon? And who are they? I guess it's two-pronged. But let's see what we get with 3 cards. I think we should do 3 cards.
Let's see, that's my deck?
Yeah.
What deck do I want to use? I guess I want to use Global Fusion Intuitive Tarot
Use
again.
something that's easy to know the cards.
Please don't stress, my dear.
Okay.
I was saying it to Jamie's.
Oh. I thought you said these don't stress.
No, I said please.
Okay. My bad ear is on your side.
So we want to pick up on whether or not they're from a past life, but ultimately whether or not they're going to kind of come forward. Alrighty. And for those who are wondering, we are having lovely weather here today.
Oh my gosh, so gorgeous
It's
out
gorgeous.
there. It is 55, no, 58 degrees out there right now.
That's warmer than we've had it in a
A
while.
little breezy.
Okay, that's an interesting thought, Country. I don't feel that's exactly what we take from it, but
Well, go
but
with your feelings.
any
absolutely.
big move is, of course, challenging. So you could be right if that's what it says to you. All right, Jamie's. You're welcome, of course. And our first card is the reverse 10 of Cups. Wow. And our next card is the Emperor. Upright. And the next card is the upright 5 of Cups. So I actually, oh wait, I'll let you do that. Clover, crimson and clover.
Well, this is really interesting.
And
yeah.
the clouds. I almost felt from the Emperor that represented the idea that it could be a past life. I'm not sure why. I don't think that the person was an emperor in a past life, but it just made me feel like we were dealing with some sort of archetypal kind of force that has a strong connection.
I'm not going to deal with the past life part of this here per se, but I would encourage you, depending on what we say with this reading, because I'm not sure we're going to get that much into the who. We might, but you might want to ask us before or next time about the particular past life you share together, and we might be able to get some insights on that. So
Okay.
we could do that, but not today. We're focusing on, we really are focusing
On
on,
whether this person will tell you.
yeah, whether they will tell you, and if we know who. It could be somebody who's involved or was involved in a bad relationship. And maybe that's why they just don't want to come out now, or tell you, because they were involved in something or are presently. Um,
Well,
what?
I was just going to say they didn't want it to look like a rebound.
Whatever. Yeah, maybe. Okay, that's good. I like that. It's just that they're feeling I'm having problems keeping my thoughts together, so interruptions have made me lose my thought. So go ahead. Why don't you go ahead?
Okay,
It's okay.
so
It's okay. It's me today.
the Five of Cups there sort of makes me wonder if maybe the reason why this is happening is because it was a person who you knew before and maybe liked you before. It either did or didn't work out. In other words, like maybe they're trying to figure out a way to come back to you. And of course, that could be a real loaded bag there. Maybe you don't want that person to come back. But that's what I feel from the Five of Cups, that maybe it was somebody you had before, you knew before. Maybe there wasn't a relationship, but I get the feeling like maybe there's still a problem there. I don't know. I agree with that with the Ten of Cups too, that it looks like somebody who maybe they have bad luck in love. Maybe there's somebody who, or maybe they're breaking up their family too because.
Well, Jamie, here's the thing. I don't think any of your friends are lying to you about this necessarily. So in other words, you said that none of your friends seem to want to admit this. You've talked to them about this. And so I don't think it's somebody you've had a relationship with. I'm not going to go there with my reading because I don't see that from what I'm looking at here. But I will say that I feel it's somebody who's come out of a bad relationship. It's somebody who, or maybe is in one now, and maybe they've been looking at you from afar, or maybe they are part of a greater circle around you, but there may not be somebody that you have asked yet about this. Maybe it's somebody. I mean, I don't know if you have a big, you know, group that you commiserate with and social media in some ways. So, maybe it could be originating from there. And so let's move on to that. Is that the Emperor card in the middle, right?
Sure.
The Emperor card in the middle indicates to me that they they are very much wanting. Well, I think they're very much in control of their lives right now, or trying to find control in their lives right now because of this relationship that they were in. I think they're focused a lot on that and not so much on romantic endeavors in their life right now because it hasn't been happy.
So you're saying that this person isn't necessarily interested?
They are interested, but they're not following up on anything romantically right now because they're working on control issues in their own life. Do you see any romantic cards there? I'm going to ask you that point.
Not really.
Right. So that's why I said they're not looking at things
Well,
right now.
I just want to
That
remind.
doesn't mean they don't love you or think about it, but they're not interested in acting on any of that.
I just want to remind you that what I said about that, remember, you kind of didn't think I was right with Christine, but she thinks I was. So sometimes I pick up things
I
and
don't know. I didn't. Or I'm not judging what you said at
I
all.
felt
just
judged.
said
I felt
I
judged.
was not going there
I felt
with
judged.
this. That's all.
Okay, well, I
We
did feel
have
that way.
differences sometimes, right?
Don't touch me.
Don't touch you. I'm gonna touch. There. That's our standby
Oh, let me get
for
my hair back in
bickering
place.
button. That's our standby for bickering button live.
So it almost feels like maybe Banshee's got something here. It's somebody that isn't gonna be able to tell you because they seem to feel like they have other things that they want to do in some respect. So that makes me wonder though about the clover and the clouds.
Well, this is where I'm at with it. You know, there may be somebody out there you shared a past life with that maybe in this life just has some feelings for you. I don't want to say it'll never happen, but the cloud, you know, because it is uncertain. The clouds represent some uncertainty, even with the light side facing the clover. I'm getting a sense of here, if this is going to happen at all, this is going to click spontaneously. It's just going to, you know, it's sort of like when was Jackie, right? That had the cycles card, that thing. It's almost as if, because Clover is about luck and synchronicity, it's going to happen when it happens. You're not going to be able to find this person. You're not going to be able to figure this out. If it's meant to happen, it's going to happen spontaneously.
The Emperor could represent the idea that this person sort of doesn't want you to know until they want you to know.
That could be. Okay,
It's just
see,
a
I can
control
agree
thing
with
that
him
I
on
feel
some
from that.
things.
It's a control thing I feel from that.
But that's the way I'm feeling. When I saw the clouds, I thought, oh, this is really uncertain.
Well,
And it's almost as if this is hanging. And then the clover, it was kind of like fate has got to play a role in this.
you know, we're not always right, Jamie's, and that other reader may have been, you know, more on it than us. I don't know that I don't see it as soon or slow.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, that's what the cards are saying here today, and the way I feel about them, and the way he feels about them. But you know, feel free to consult other readers or whoever
Or
to
come
see
back
if you
here.
can come. And I would suggest to you maybe next time, let's delve into that past life a little bit. You know, we could throw 3 cards and just see, get some ideas of what went on in that past life between the two of you.
Or if a person from a past life is going to be in this life.
Unless, of course, that other reader has already covered that for you. So,
Well, it's another opinion then.
yeah. So that's what we have for you today with that. So good luck with that.
Sorry if it wasn't quite as fulfilling. It did seem like there's things here that are sort of hard to figure.
Well, there were a few things that were, but there was some things that definitely painted a picture.
True,
So,
I guess.
at least to me, but, you know, good luck with that. Sometimes the cards keep us on our toes.
Well, so that's it then.
All right.
We are done with the show for today.
Well, we can focus it on that one person. I mean, you obviously probably have multiple experiences, and some of the people in your orbit now, obviously, you could have shared a past life with, and some you did not. So, because our souls, you know, are also looking for new experiences when we come back. And so they're not always going to throw the same people our way, you know, the fates and the universe. They're going to throw what we need to learn, what we need to do, how we need to advance and move forward. So good luck with that.
And thank you, everyone.
Yeah, we read for 16 people today. We only did not even 20 minutes of overtime, and I can think of a number of reasons for that. I'll talk to Mr. O about later. And we even did a birthday reading, so I'm pretty impressed with that.
Aren't we the shit?
So I want to thank you, which means if we didn't do a birthday reading, we might have been able to fit in a couple more readings, but we can't do it today.
And Noha never came back.
And Noha never came back.
And that's other folks too. You know, some people, they won't leave us a question and then they don't come back until much later, and then it makes it harder for us to have to deal with them or keep them a little happy. People
So
should
take
leave their
care,
questions.
Angel. And Kara and all of you. I want to thank all of you for being patient and waiting for your readings and posting. You know, so many of you came at the beginning and posted your questions before we even got started. So I was way ahead of the game this time,
Love
and I
to
really
all of you.
appreciate you for that. So thank you to all of you who did that, and thank you all anyway for, you know, coming to our show.
And now we're going to stop ranting, or I will.
I'll shut him up.
You know how to do that.
Roll
All right,
up
everybody.
my sleeves here. Oops. Okay.
No!
All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Have a wonderful week ahead, and we hope to see you real soon. Bye-bye for
Bye-bye.
now.